Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope all of you are doing well. So, I'm going to be reviewing a classic. I'm sure by now everyone has seen this movie. So, there will be spoilers in this video, so that is a fair warning to anybody who has not seen this movie. If you haven't seen the film, stop this video, go watch it, and then come back. I'm just leaving as a fair warning to those of you who have not seen it. Now, let's go ahead and get into this review. So, I'm reviewing the film The Sixth Sense. Um, like I said, by now, I'm sure everyone has seen this movie. Extraordinary cast, a really interesting story, and of course the film that had a twist ending that no one saw coming at the time, but would eventually be this ongoing theme with the director. Now the director is actually, he wrote and directed this film, but it's Shyamalan, I believe is how you pronounce it, who at the time before this film he had done other things, but this is the film that really started to put him on the map. I remember, everybody talking about this film and how good it was, and it was. At this moment, I don't have any information on its theatrical run, but I think it did really well. And then, of course, M. Night Shyamalan, trying to capitalize on the success of the film, would come out with The Village, most recent was Trap. So, he would continue to, filmmake. But a lot of his movies, we're getting a lot of like mixed opinions. I feel like more of his films were getting negative reviews than positives. And of course, every film he has, always has the have some twist ending. It's like because of the success of this film, the ongoing cult following, he has tried to capitalize on these twist endings, and they just have they have fell flat. Is basically what I'm trying to say. It's that catching lightning in a bottle scenario with this film, because this film, looking back now, at that time, was just truly, uh, oh, what's the term I'm looking for? It was a truly interesting experience, and you know, for a film like this to, by now you expect the ending, you know what's going to happen, but I feel like this film still holds up to some extent. There are some scenes in this movie that still creep me out to this day, and I'm pushing 40, so that says a lot. And when a film can do that, I think it's definitely doing its job. So, who's in the which actors are in this movie? Who stars in this film? Basically, so you have Toni Collette, who I didn't know was in this movie. Toni Collette has had or continues to have a really successful career. She was in the Fright Night remake. She's just been in a very great amount of films. I think she's in what is it, Hereditary? I think she's in that. Krampus, I think she's also in. She's been like really getting more into the horror genre as of late, kind of going back into that roots in some way, kind of similar to The Sixth Sense, even though it's not like a horror film, but in a way it is. Um, she's been doing that a lot more often, but she's been, in a lot of comedies, dramas. So it's great to see her, continue to act and, dip her feet back into more of like the horror and stuff like that. So it's great to see her. And I didn't recognize her in this. Her hair color is more of a brunette hair color than a blonde. So, at times you won't recognize that's her. And, Toni Collette is an English actress. So, she doesn't have her, she's got an American uh, accent or American voice in this film, so you're really not going to tell if you're not paying too much attention to it. Bruce Willis, uh, everybody knows Bruce Willis. At this point, he's a household name. Unfortunately, it is sad with what he's going through, but he will always, be a fantastic action star. Just a wide range of films as well as television. He did do a TV series back in the day, and his films will forever live on, whether they're, you know, dumpster fires like a lot of the straight home video films that he's done, or they're classics like Die Hard. They are always going to be there, and his life will live on through cinema. So, but I hope he is doing well with everything that's going on, and he's spending as much time as he can with family. And you have Haley Joel Osment, who at the time wasn't really well known. He not too long after this, as he got older, I think he did the film Secondhand Lion, and then kind of disappeared, and then has come back. Guest starred on, or I guess he's guest starred on some television and has done movies here and there. The most recent, of course, Happy Gilmore 2. So that's great to see him, return for. Uh, return or well, it's great to see him return to acting. Man, I'm a little all over the place here. So Bruce Willis plays Dr. Malcolm Crowe. He is a child psychologist who comes in contact with Haley Joel Osment's character, who plays Cole Sear. And Cole has this, in a way, it's a gift, but it's also a curse. He can see individuals who are deceased, and it causes a lot of issues in his personal life, ranging from not being able to sleep to being bullied at school, and he just wants it to stop. It has caused him more pain and suffering than anything else. Um, so you have this doctor who is trying to help this young man, and that's what you get throughout the film. Him working with Cole and figuring out what's going on with everything. And of course, Toni Collette plays the mother, and she knows the issues that are going on with her son. She doesn't believe what he's dealing with. She thinks it might be something else. Um, but it definitely, when you're not paying attention, it can mess with you, especially as you're trying to figure out what's going on. Because this is one of those movies that really plays with your conscience, and a lot of times when you're paying attention to the film, like if you're really invested, you're trying to figure things out. Like it's yeah, it's one of those movies I feel like has a good character study, and I feel like there's more depth to the film than what we see in the film itself. So, yeah, definitely, at least that's my opinion. But um, the chemistry between all the actors and the actresses, I think, are fantastic. Um, the one thing the one thing I like about certain movies is that the chemistry between the characters, well, I wouldn't say characters, but if the actors have chemistry when they're portraying these characters, if it works, then it's believable, in my personal opinion, because there can be films where the chemistry is awful, it doesn't work, it feels like things are rushed, and it can make your movie experience not all that great. Um, so I do like the fact that we do get that, chemistry between everybody. And in some way too, that this movie can be it's more like a mystery as well, and, problem solving, like Scooby-Doo in a way, because there are, moments in the scene, especially with one scene that has, to this day, has always creeped me out, is this young girl who got sick, and she basically wanted Cole to help her, which she does. Spoiler alert, you do find out that her mother, I don't know if it was her mother or her stepmother, made her sick and killed her. Basically, poured, from what it looks like, what you see in one of the scenes, it looks like she poured like Pine Sol cleaner in the soup. And then, it was recorded. So, because I guess the daughter knew how the mom was treating her, and she had no evidence. So this was the best way. And, Haley Joel Osment's character was able to bring that videotape to the father. So, in a way, you do get that like mystery. He does help, people in some way. They're not there to scare him, they're there for help. There's another scene when he's in the vehicle with his mother and they're stuck in traffic. There was an accident, a biker was killed, and he basically, while this is all going on, he talks to his mom about his grandmother and that he was able to see her because from what you get, and do not quote me on this if I'm wrong, but I do believe she had passed way before he was born. So because he has this ability to see those who have passed on, he was able to have a conversation with her and was able to actually, in a way, send a message to his mother from her, and I thought that was a really great moment. This was where the mother starts to believe that her son's been telling the truth this entire time, and it definitely hits you. It's like one of those scenes where like you get more into that drama and very like it plays with the emotions. I feel like it was a really good scene. And then, of course, throughout the film, we have, you know, Dr. Malcolm's character. And just let me rephrase that before I messed up. Just make sure I don't want to. Okay, yeah. You don't want to mess up the names, just to be on the safe side. So, yeah, you have Malcolm who's dealing with his situation where, his wife is basically cheating on him, or so you think, and basically ignoring him. And of course, this leads up to eventually the ending. Spoiler alert. We find out that Dr. Malcolm has actually passed. At the beginning of the scene, we find out one of his patients is in his home and basically shoots him. That patient, played by Donnie Wahlberg, a very not recognizable Donnie Wahlberg. I was absolutely flabbergasted to find out that that was him. Because growing up this whole time, not realizing who he was. I thought maybe it was just some actor they hired who hasn't really done much, but no, you find out it was Donnie Wahlberg. And if you go back and watch it, yeah, you can tell from some extent, especially around the face. But then again, this isn't like too long after, his stuff. So, of course, he's younger. So he's not going to look that old at the time of this release. Because I think this was like a late 90s. I think it was like more of like 98, 90, 99. I think anywhere from 96 to 99, somewhere in that, in between. But, finding out that he has passed, and then we get a glimpse of the beginning, and we start to figure everything out, especially when he's finally able to communicate with his lover, his wife, whoever she is. Wife, fiance, don't matter, whatever you want to call her. We find out, when we find out that, yeah, he is a ghost. And this plays in the part that, in the beginning, somewhere earlier in the film, Haley Joel Osment tells, Cole tells Dr. Malcolm that you can communicate with the living, especially when the atmosphere is really, really cold. Um, which I thought that was a pretty cool, interesting concept, because that's what he's able to do. He's able to communicate with her. Excuse me. Excuse me. When she's laying on the couch, you know, he's able to communicate with her, and that's when she goes, "Why'd you leave me?" And that's when you find out. this whole entire time he was deceased. So it definitely uh, makes it a really interesting situation and makes the film just all in all as a whole a great experience. Nobody was expecting this when it came out, not something, M. Night Shyamalan, what is it, Shyamalan, whatever how you pronounce it. And I apologize if I'm all over the place. It's been a day. But he to have a twist like this in a film that really put him as a household name, um, just it was the talk of the town basically. And of course, this becomes an ongoing theme with his films. Having that twist ending, and more recently, not too long after this, The Village would come out, and then From the Village and so on. It's just been not good. I mean, he has had films, I think, that came out before this that just were not as big as, say, this. I think this really is the film that kind of put him as the household name, give or take. But yeah, I wish I could say more about this movie. Like I said, by now I think everyone has seen this movie. It's a classic. Um, the fact that this movie is at this point getting close to 30, being over 30 years old, probably is. It most recently got a 4K release, so there is multiple releases, DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K. So if you're looking to add it into your collection, you can choose the format you want. And I'll show you guys a closer look at the cover, iconic cover. Everyone has seen that. I think it's the same one on the VHS tapes. And then the back. You do get some features. We get a storyboard to film comparison. We get the cast, music, and sound design reaching the audience, rules and clues, which is pretty cool. I think there's like little clues throughout the film that, we're kind of blind, it's blind eyesight, it's not something you're paying attention to, but apparently there are clues. Deleted scene, a conversation with M. Night Shyamalan, and you get publicity, and then uh, filmmakers and cast bios. So yeah, I love this movie. It's one of my favorites. I really don't care for anything he's done afterwards. They're not great. They didn't do a whole lot, but this one's hands down by far the best out of what he's done. You can argue with me on that one. You can agree to disagree, but yeah, definitely for me, an all-time great. So there you have it. That is my review for The Sixth Sense. Let me know what your thoughts are. I would love to hear your guys' opinion on it. What is your favorite M. Night Shyamalan film? Would love to hear what films you like out of his filmography. And do you think he should take a break from the twist endings? I know that's kind of his ongoing thing, kind of similar to certain actors working with certain, directors and things like that. It's kind of what they're known for. So changing that would feel weird. But at the same time, do you feel like he needs to take a break because he's trying to capture what the Sixth Sense captured? Like I said, capturing lightning in a bottle. This film did something out of the ordinary and did something really outstanding and had a great payoff. But you know, sometimes they say lightning can strike twice, but can it strike twice for M. Night Shyamalan? Or do you think this was kind of a one done type of thing and he needs to move on from the twist endings? Would love to hear your guys' opinion on that. If you enjoyed my review and my thoughts on the film, then please give this video a thumbs up. It would be much appreciated. It helps me. It gets my channel out there and brings more watchers to the channel. Excuse me. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please go ahead and do so. I do movie reviews, physical media hauls, unboxings, a closer look at films and just anything film related. So, excuse me. Gotta love this brisk tea. So if you are into those type of videos, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're trying to reach the goal of 2,000 subs by the end of 2025. So it will be much appreciated. If you guys would like to take the time out and check out my eBay store, The Awesome Things We Love, I'm going to put the link down in the description below. I sell everything from movies to clothing items, but eventually I do plan to niche down to the physical media aspect, which will be video games, music, and movies. And I'm also trying to raise I would say I'm trying to set a goal and raise at least $1,000 because my birthday is in October. So I'm trying to raise that that birthday cash, as well as some Christmas cash. And also I want to invest some of the money not only into this channel to do a giveaway, but also my eBay business. As I said, changes are going to come to it. So all in all, there are good things that come out of it. And if not, then definitely share if you can. Tell people to check it out. That would be much appreciated as well. And I'm also willing to work out deals. So if you find something on my eBay store and you don't want to go through the process of eBay, I am more than willing to do things like PayPal is a prime example. I can unlist a listing and just do everything, privately through like Facebook and, you know, like I said, through PayPal because they have their shipping service. And it just makes it easier, no hassle with that. And I'm also willing, to work out a deal on multiple items and a price. So if that's something that catches your interest, then yeah, check the link will be down in the description below. It's my only source of income, so everything counts, and I will thank you guys in advance. So yeah, wish I could say more, but you guys know the drill. On Film Talk with Mikey. Till next time, we'll talk films. Have a good one. Enjoy your morning, your afternoon, your evening, your night, depending on the time of day that you're watching this or the time of the week. I hope it's a great day for you. And if it isn't, just remember to smile, take one day at a time, and things will get better. Till then, take care, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.